Hi, Brian.
Hey, Jessica. How's it going?
Pretty good. I was just thinking about something funny. I left my phone at home this morning by accident, and I felt so lost without it.
I can totally relate. It's amazing how much we depend on our phones.
Right. That's actually what I wanted to talk about today. Technology and smartphones.
Oh, that's a great topic. Everyone can relate to this one.
Exactly. And hey, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Jessica, and this is Brian. We're here to help you practice your English listening through natural, everyday conversations.
We keep things simple and relaxed. No boring grammar lessons, just two friends talking.
Today, we're diving into technology, how much we use our phones, our favorite apps, social media, all that stuff.
It's gonna be interesting because I think we all have different relationships with technology. Some good, some maybe not so good.
Before we start, quick reminder. If you find our conversations helpful, hit that like button. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe to our channel.
Your support really helps us.
All right, let's not waste any more time. Brian just asked me how much I depend on my phone, so let me answer that.
Go ahead. I'm curious to hear this.
Well, Brian, honestly, I probably spend way too much time on my phone. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 hours a day. That sounds like a lot when I say it out loud.
Yeah, that does sound like quite a bit, but I think that's pretty normal these days. I am probably around the same, maybe even more on some days. What do you usually do on your phone for all those hours?
Well, a big chunk of that time is probably social media. I check Instagram and Facebook throughout the day, sometimes without even thinking about it. It's become such a habit, you know? I also use my phone for messaging friends, checking emails, and listening to music or podcasts.
I totally get that. It's so easy to pick up your phone without realizing it. You check one thing, and then suddenly 30 minutes have passed. Do you ever feel like you spend too much time on it?
Definitely. Sometimes I feel guilty about how much time I waste scrolling through social media. I see other people's posts and photos, and before I know it, an hour has gone by. I've been trying to be more mindful about it lately, but it's hard to break the habit.
I know what you mean. Social media can be really addictive. The apps are designed to keep you engaged, so it's not entirely your fault. Have you tried any strategies to reduce your screen time?
I've tried a few things. I've turned off some notifications so my phone doesn't buzz every 2 minutes. That helped a little bit because I'm not constantly distracted by alerts. I also try to leave my phone in another room when I'm reading or having dinner, so I'm not tempted to check it.
Those are good strategies. I think notifications are one of the biggest problems. Every time your phone buzzes or lights up, it pulls your attention away from what you're doing. It's really disruptive.
That's so true. And honestly, most notifications aren't even important. Like, do I really need to know immediately that someone liked my photo? Probably not. But in the moment, it feels urgent, so you check it right away.
Right. It tricks your brain into thinking it's important. I turned off most of my notifications too. Now only get alerts for calls and messages from specific people.
That sounds like a smart approach. So, Brian, what about you? What do you use your phone for the most?
I think I use my phone mostly for communication and information. I check the news a lot, read articles, watch videos on YouTube. I also use it for navigation when I am driving somewhere new.
Oh yeah, GPS is so helpful. I use that all the time too. I don't know how people got around before smartphones. They probably had to use paper maps and ask for directions all the time.
That's true. I remember my parents always kept a big folded map in the car. It was so inconvenient compared to what we have now. Now, you just type in an address and your phone tells you exactly where to go.
It's amazing how much technology has improved our lives in so many ways. navigation, communication, entertainment, all in one little device. What's your favorite app on your phone?
That's a tough question. I think my favorite app is probably YouTube. I watch so many different things on there, from educational videos to comedy sketches to music. It's like endless entertainment.
I love YouTube too. You can learn almost anything on there. I've watched cooking tutorials, exercise videos, even home repair guides. It's such a useful resource.
Absolutely. I think YouTube is one of the best things about the internet. What about you? What's your favorite app?
That's hard to choose. I think I'd say Spotify because I listen to music constantly throughout the day. When I'm working, when I'm exercising, when I'm cooking, music is always playing. Spotify makes it so easy to discover new songs and create playlists.
That makes sense. Music is a huge part of daily life for a lot of people. Do you listen to podcasts too, or just music?
I listen to both. I got into podcasts a few years ago, and now I'm hooked. I listen to them when I'm commuting or doing chores around the house. There are so many interesting topics to explore, from true crime to history to personal development.
Podcasts are great. They make boring tasks more enjoyable. Like, folding laundry is pretty dull, but if you're listening to an engaging podcast, the time goes by faster.
For sure. It's like multitasking, but in a good way. You're being productive and entertained at the same time. Okay, Brian, here's another question for you. Do you think smartphones have made our lives better or worse overall?
Wow, that's a big question. I think it's a bit of both, honestly. Smartphones have made so many things easier and more convenient, but they've also created some problems.
I agree with that. Can you give me an example of how they've made things better?
Sure, communication is the obvious one. We can instantly connect with anyone, anywhere in the world. You can video call your family on the other side of the planet for free. 20 years ago, that would have been impossible or very expensive.
That's so true. I video call my sister all the time, and she lives in another country. It's such a great way to stay close even when you're far apart. Without smartphones, we'd probably just email or call occasionally, and it wouldn't feel as personal.
Exactly. And beyond communication, smartphones give us access to so much information. If you have a question about anything, you can look it up in seconds. That's incredibly powerful.
Right, I use my phone to look things up all the time. Like, if I'm watching a movie and I recognize an actor, but can't remember their name, I just search for it. Or if I'm at the grocery store and I need a recipe, I can find one instantly.
Yeah, that convenience is amazing. But on the flip side, I think smartphones have made us more distracted and less present. People are always looking at their screens instead of engaging with the world around them.
I know what you mean. It's really noticeable when you're out in public. Everyone is staring at their phones, even when they're with other people. I've been guilty of that too, and I don't like it.
Same here. I've been at dinner with friends, and we're all on our phones instead of talking to each other. It's kind of sad when you think about it.
It really is. Technology is supposed to bring us together, but sometimes it does the opposite. Have you ever tried doing a digital detox, like taking a break from your phone?
I've thought about it, but I haven't actually done it yet. I feel like I need my phone too much for work and staying in touch with people, but maybe I should try it for a weekend or something. What about you? Have you tried it?
I did once, actually. Last year, I went on a camping trip with some friends, and we all agreed to turn off our phones for the whole weekend. At first, it felt really strange and uncomfortable. I kept reaching for my phone out of habit even though it was turned off.
That must have been hard. What happened after the first day or so?
After a while, it actually felt really freeing. Without my phone, I was so much more present and focused on what was happening around me. We spent time hiking, cooking over a fire, playing card games, and just talking for hours. It reminded me of what life was like before smartphones took over.
That sounds amazing. I bet you slept better too, right? I read somewhere that looking at screens before bed messes with your sleep.
You're absolutely right. I did sleep better that weekend. Normally, I scrolled through my phone in bed before falling asleep, and I think it definitely affects my sleep quality. During that camping trip, I fell asleep faster and woke up feeling more rested.
I should really try to stop using my phone before bed. It's such a bad habit, but it's hard because I use my phone as an alarm clock, so it's always right there on my nightstand.
Same here. Maybe we should both get actual alarm clocks so we're not tempted to use our phones at night. That might help break the habit.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna look into that. Okay, shifting topics a bit. What do you think about social media? Do you think it's mostly positive or negative?
Oh man, that's another tough question. I have mixed feelings about social media. On one hand, it's a great way to stay connected with friends and family, especially people you don't see very often. On the other hand, it can be really toxic and bad for mental health.
I feel the same way. I think social media has a lot of benefits, but it also has serious downsides. Can you explain what you mean about it being bad for mental health?
Sure. I think one big problem is that people only post the highlights of their lives. You see everyone's vacation photos, their accomplishments, their perfect meals, their happy moments. But you don't see the struggles or the boring everyday stuff. So when you compare your life to what you see online, you might feel like you're not good enough.
That's such a good point. It creates this unrealistic standard. You start thinking everyone else's life is perfect and yours is not. But in reality, everyone has problems and challenges.
Exactly. It's all just a highlight reel, not the full picture. I try to remind myself of that when I'm scrolling through Instagram. But even knowing that, it's still easy to feel bad about yourself sometimes.
I get that. I think comparison is one of the biggest dangers of social media. It's so easy to fall into that trap. Do you ever feel pressure to post things to make your life look better than it is?
Honestly, yes. Sometimes I catch myself thinking, oh, this would make a good post, instead of just enjoying the moment. It's like I'm experiencing things through the lens of how they'll look on social media. That's not healthy.
That's really insightful. I think a lot of people do that without even realizing it. We become so focused on documenting our lives that we forget to actually live them.
For sure. I've been trying to be more intentional about putting my phone down and just being present. Like when I'm at a concert or a beautiful place, I take 1 or 2 photos and then I put my phone away. I want to actually experience it, not spend the whole time looking at it through a screen.
That's a great approach. I should do that more often. I think we all need to find a healthier balance with technology.
I agree. Technology isn't going away, so we need to learn how to use it in a way that enhances our lives instead of controlling them. Okay, Brian, here's a lighter question. If you could only keep 3 apps on your phone, which ones would you choose?
Ooh, that's interesting. Let me think. I would definitely keep a messaging app, probably WhatsApp, because I need to communicate with people. Then I would keep YouTube for entertainment and learning. And for the third one, maybe Google Maps for navigation.
Those are solid choices. I would probably pick Spotify for music, Instagram to stay connected with friends, and a messaging app like you said. Although, giving up all my other apps would be really hard.
Yeah, it would be tough. It just shows how dependent we've become on our phones. We use them for so many different things.
That's true. It's kind of scary when you think about it. What would we do if our phones suddenly stopped working?
I think we'd survive, but it would definitely be an adjustment. We'd have to go back to using computers for everything, or actually talking to people in person, which, honestly, might not be a bad thing.
You're right. Face-to-face communication is so much better than texting or messaging. You can read people's body language and tone of voice, which gets lost in text.
Absolutely. I think we've lost some of that personal connection because of technology. People text instead of calling, or they send a quick message instead of meeting up.
I've noticed that too. It's so much easier to just send a text, but it's not as meaningful. I try to make an effort to call my close friends and family instead of always texting.
That's a good habit. Hearing someone's voice makes a big difference. Speaking of phones, Jessica, do you upgrade your phone often, or do you keep the same one for a long time?
Oh, good question. I usually keep my phone for about 3 or 4 years before upgrading. I don't see the point in getting a new one every year. The new models are always so expensive, and honestly, they're not that different from the previous versions.
I am the same way. I think a lot of people feel pressure to get the latest model as soon as it comes out, but it's really not necessary.
Right. I mean, if your phone is working fine, why spend $1,000 on a new one just because it has a slightly better camera or a faster processor? It seems like a waste of money to me.
I agree. Plus, constantly upgrading creates so much electronic waste. Old phones end up in landfills, and that's terrible for the environment.
That's a really good point. I hadn't even thought about the environmental impact. We should all try to use our devices for as long as possible before replacing them.
Absolutely. And if you do need to get rid of an old phone, you should recycle it or donate it instead of just throwing it away.
Definitely. There are programs that collect old phones and give them to people who can't afford new ones. That's a much better option than tossing them in the trash.
For sure. Jessica, here's another question. Do you ever worry about privacy and security when it comes to your phone?
Oh, absolutely. I worry about that all the time, actually. There are so many apps that ask for permission to access your location, your contacts, your photos, and you don't always know what they're doing with that information.
Yeah, that's scary. A lot of apps collect way more data than they actually need, and then they sell that data to advertisers or other companies.
I know. It feels like we're constantly being tracked and monitored. Sometimes I'll be talking about something with a friend, and then I see ads for that exact thing on my phone later. It's so creepy.
That happens to me too. I think our phones are always listening, even when we don't realize it. It's like we've traded our privacy for convenience.
That's a great way to put it. And honestly, I'm not sure the trade-off is worth it. I've started being more careful about which apps I download and what permissions I give them.
That's smart. We all need to be more aware of how our data is being used. It's easy to just click agree on those terms and conditions without reading them, but we should really pay attention.
Absolutely. I'm guilty of that too, though. Those terms and conditions are always so long and full of legal jargon. Nobody wants to read through 50 pages of fine print.
True, but that's how they get away with collecting so much data. They know most people won't bother reading it.
It's frustrating. I wish there were stricter laws to protect our privacy and limit what companies can do with our information.
I agree. Some countries are starting to implement better privacy laws. Hopefully that trend continues.
I hope so too. Okay, Brian, here's my last big question for you. Do you think technology will continue to get better and better? Or do you think we've reached a point where it's starting to cause more harm than good?
Wow, that's a deep question. I think technology will keep advancing, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I do think we need to be more careful about how we use it. We need to set boundaries and be intentional about our screen time.
I agree with that. Technology itself isn't the problem. It's how we use it and how much control we give it over our lives.
Exactly. If we can find a healthy balance, then I think technology can continue to improve our lives. But if we let it consume us, then it becomes a problem.
For sure. And I think companies that make smartphones and apps also have a responsibility. They should design their products in ways that encourage healthy use, not addiction.
That's a great point. Right now, a lot of apps are designed to keep you hooked. They want you to spend as much time as possible on them. That needs to change.
I couldn't agree more. Well, Brian, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. From screen time to social media to privacy concerns to the future of technology. It's been a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, it has been. I hope everyone listening found it helpful and relatable. Technology is such a big part of our lives, so it's important to think about these things.
Well, that's it for today's conversation. Thanks for sticking with us through this whole discussion.
I know we talked a lot about the downsides of technology, but remember, it's also an incredible tool that makes things like this possible. You're learning English right now because of technology.
That's a great point, Brian. Technology brought us all together today, and that's pretty amazing.
So, what did you think? Do you agree with our thoughts on smartphones and social media? Drop a comment and let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your perspective. Are you someone who's glued to your phone, or do you keep it at a distance?
And hey, if this video helped you practice your English, show us some love with a like.
And subscribe if you want more conversations like this. We cover all kinds of topics, from food to travel to relationships. All right, everyone, we're gonna wrap this up. Put your phone down after this video and go do something fun.
Good advice. See you all next time.
Bye.
Take care.